Hi Collective, my name is Aruna from All Change by the Minute video time again, okay? So I heard the word nemesis. Yeah. The enemy of the enemy is that is what I heard just now, okay? Your friend. But then again, I heard watch out. Watch out, okay? Just guard your energy, okay? It doesn't matter how you are going to do it. Listen to your intuition, okay? Yeah. Listen to that gut feeling when you are thinking that you, enemy of the state, I heard, okay? Yeah. Whoa. But what I also got, the devil likes to project. Yeah. That is the devil's work, okay? So people can be working or with Satan, okay? Or with God. There's no in between, okay? There's no in between. There's always a choice what people can make, okay, in their own life. Am I hearing the devil's voice or am I hearing God's voice, okay? Yeah. And of course, you will hear both, but then you have to recognize who is who, okay? Yeah. Yeah, doubt. Okay, that is what I heard. When you are having doubt in your mind about a lot of things, okay, in your life, and you are being put in doubt, in confusion, that is the devil's work. And the devil's work is done also through people, okay, who are, arranged. I heard arranged, okay, to come onto your path again for you to have distractions, okay, yeah, temptations, hurting, bottled up, I heard, yeah, bottled up feelings, okay. Okay, ignore. I just heard ignore. Don't ignore that, okay? Because that is what the devil wants, okay? So someone is your nemesis, okay? Yeah. Enemy number one. Whoa. Conflict, I heard. Ooh, a few weeks, I heard. That's what I got just now, okay? Again, a lot of downloading, okay? Yeah, I heard catfish again. I'm not sure of how many times, okay? Catfish, yeah. Yeah, but how I got it, oh yeah, I'm sorry, getting all excited. But that was the image what I got at first, okay, as I was laying in my bed and I got a fish, okay, and then I saw the mouth of the fish, okay, yeah, with the hair, okay, around the mouth, and then I asked God, what God? And I heard catfish. Oh my God. So someone has been catfishing you. It's done, I heard. Yeah. Yeah, it's done upon you. Okay. Yeah. That's why that is the enemy. Okay. And you can have more enemies, of course, but there's always that one person. Okay. That one person who is a total nemesis. Okay. A total enemy number one. Okay. Yeah. Devil's work again. And again, the devil likes to project, okay? Yeah. So this is how you will recognize the devil in someone possessed, working as a host, okay? Their body, their mind, their heart. Hosted, I heard. Yeah, hosted, yeah. They're being used as a host, okay? And that is what the devil will do with you. They want you, yeah, as a host for themselves because they cannot heal themselves. They cannot go to the light themselves. That's why they will use your light, your energy, your flow. But that is of God and of course of you, okay? Yeah, that is the recognizing who is who, okay? Who is working, loving, caring, and of course, God will test your ass, okay? I know that, but you need to know who is God, okay? And who is Satan. Again, the apple, okay? Yeah. Eating, okay? From the tree of life, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Adam and Eve. Yeah. Look what happened, okay? Yeah. Punished, I heard, yeah. We don't like to be punished, okay? But it's not a total punish. God is knowing exactly what he's doing, okay? It's a lesson for you to not have karma anymore on your back, I'm hearing, okay? Karma, garbage, yeah, loaded, okay? Burdened by people who are not resonating with you anymore. No. And even though it was in the past, okay, those were the kind of people you were dealing with, okay? Bit by bit, going out of your life, okay? No more coming back. I'm hearing no more coming back because, again, enough is enough, okay? Yeah. And you will not know that at first when you are dealing with devil's work, okay? And you are on devil's playground, playing there instead of working and playing with God. Yeah. The devil knows exactly, okay? Yeah. What also it is doing. It is letting you doubt. It is letting you get confused, okay? Putting people on your path so you will be doubting yourself, okay? And that's why you need to 555. Yeah. Listen to your intuition so you can transform, okay? Yeah. Into a beautiful butterfly, okay? That is how you can transform. Yeah. Transforming means lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson learned, okay? It's not only one lesson, okay? And you will think, oh my God, now I am a butterfly, okay? Now, yeah. And there's nothing left more to learn because beyond that veil, okay? Yeah, lies the truth. Yeah, lies the truth. And every time you are working on yourself to not to doubt, okay, yourself, because that is what you are doing at that point. And I know that, okay, you are doubting yourself because of people around you. And that is devil's work, okay? Yeah. In your mind, okay, you are already busy contemplating, okay? Yeah. I heard retracting, okay, retracting, just like the cable, okay, retractable cables, yeah. Yeah, getting out of it, okay? On a key, it doesn't matter, okay? And yeah, letting it loose. It will retract itself, okay? Yeah. Yeah, retract yourself, okay, from these kind of people because they are working with the devil. Yeah. They're working in darkness. That's why the catfishing also, okay? Yeah, catfishing, yeah. Fraud. And one of my readings, I'm not sure, last week, okay, was about. Oh, I heard internet fraud just now. I'm sorry. Internet fraud. Yeah, that is a lot happening, okay? Okay, example. The ones who are knowing me, okay? I work in a retail business, computer business, I think 31 years, okay? Yeah. But of course, people can get hacked, okay? For real, for real, for real, okay? And if you watch that show, okay, Catfish, yeah, then you know what catfishing means, okay? Yeah. Wanting to be you, internet fraud, okay? It can be everything. Internet fraud, okay? Stealing, again, your identity. I'm telling the truth because my crown chakra is itching. Yeah, internet fraud, okay? Yeah, those kind of people dealing with and not knowing that you were dealing with these kind of fraud. Yeah, fraud. Yeah, dirty money. Yeah, again. And that is also what I heard last week. Yeah, dirty money, dirty laundry. Yeah. So the devil is working always, just like God is always working, okay? And when they are seeing that you are going more and more and more and more towards God, okay, that is, they don't want you to get loose, okay, of the doubt, of the confusion that they are putting in your head. So you are not able to believe in God anymore. So you are not able to use your intuition anymore. So you are not able to hear the guidance of God, okay? Your ancestors are screaming, I'm hearing, yeah. Your ancestors are screaming, okay, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Screaming in your ears, yeah. Yeah, for you to not to fall again, okay, in their trap, because it's always a trap, booby trap, yeah. And it's not always one person, okay? Again, what I wanted to say, there are a lot, only today, okay, yeah. People are coming together, getting into relationships, okay? And there's always that one, especially this year, okay? There's always that one that is the narc, okay? Yeah. And that is the dark worker. That is devil's playground, okay? Yeah. And they are putting you through a lot of troubles, actually. And temptation, I heard again. Yeah, temptation, because they want you to be tempted to go further along on their path with them, okay? And not following God's guidance. Yeah, oh Lord, yeah. 10 I saw. But that means endings, okay? Again, do not open that door anymore. Even though it's one door, it's closed. Closed is closed, okay? Yeah. And how to deal with these people? Just ignore. Yeah. The more that you are ignoring, yeah, the more noise they will make, okay? But who cares? Let them make noise, okay? Yeah. Because of that noise that they are making, they are not hearing God's voice, okay? Yeah. That is what is happening around the world with a lot of people. So I'm getting a lot of customers where I'm working in a computer business, okay? Getting hacked, what to do. There's an email, fraud email. Yeah, people are crying. Yeah, for real, for real. I'm not kidding, okay? I'm not kidding. No, no. So every day, yeah. Today, one person, a man, was hacked, okay? By the person, girlfriend, I'm not sure. Yeah, he was living with, yeah. And I like to help people, okay? So I listened to his story in this case. Yeah. Hacked, okay? Yeah. Because he couldn't do anything, okay? Yeah. Every time when he wanted to block, in this case, their number, yeah, it was unblocked. Every time when he wanted to call Apple support, the phone, okay? Not, okay? Yeah. It was broken. The line was broken. Yeah. That is their life, okay? Their shitty life is broken. Yeah. Yeah. When they are wanting to go so low with people, okay? Yeah. Many people, okay? Yeah. So low vibrational people because that is who they are. Nothing more, okay? Yeah. Nothing more. Again, they're having a unmeaningful life, okay? Yeah. That is who they are. Projecting everything onto you, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Internet fraud. There's a lot of internet fraud is big, okay? It's big. And catfish, yeah. Anyone can catfish you, okay? Yeah. They can steal your whole identity, okay? Digital, yeah. That's why we need to be careful with our accounts, what we are making, okay? Yeah. It needs to be, yeah. 2 steps verification, okay? Always. Or maybe more. Yeah, maybe more. So they cannot hack anymore. Just like you have a door, okay? And the more locks on it, okay? That is making it almost impossible for them to come in, okay? You are getting it, yeah. It's, yeah, difficult for them to come in, yeah. Difficult, yeah. You are making it more difficult, yeah. That is how mail is working, how everything, getting a message on WhatsApp, okay, it doesn't matter, yeah. Everything, okay, you need to watch out. That is the watch out, okay. Watch out for these kind of motherfuckers, okay, yeah. You need to know them. You need to know who's standing in front of you, okay? You need to know them by intuition. When you are working with your intuition, when you are healing your heart, okay? You will know exactly who is standing in front of you. When you're working with your mind, yeah, and your mind is not bothered, okay? You are working with your conscious mind, yeah. That is, okay? God is making you conscious. God is making you aware of these kind of people for you to not to deal with them anymore. It's not only about that, okay? No, and the nemesis, revengers, okay? No, don't take revenge. Even though, okay, they are your nemesis. No, no. They want you to take revenge, okay? Yeah, that is the whole temptation for you to get burned out, okay? Yeah, that is what I heard. For you to get burned out so you cannot deal with yourself anymore. Again, that's why it is important for you to listen to the guidance of God. Listen to your intuition. I will say that to people. Listen to your intuition, okay? I saw 1515. Yeah. New beginnings, okay? And changes. Transformations, dying from the inside, awakening, okay? That is how an awakening works. When you are going inwards, okay? Dealing with these kind of, you know what, people? Yeah. The more that you are going inwards, okay? Solitary, yeah. Yeah. Solitaire, yeah. But that is good. That is good, okay? Yeah. That is good because they want you to be solo. Okay, yeah, they want you to for you to be locked up in your house and for you to not to do anything. Okay, for you to not to have any friends, any family members. Okay, yeah. But the more that you are working with God, the more that you are listening to God's voice. Okay, because God is whispering in your ear, okay, for you to know that the devil is always also whispering in the other ear. Yeah. Projecting, okay, projecting a lot because they are used. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry in that energy, okay? Yeah. No, they're nothing. They're nothing, okay? Yeah. And they know it. And that's why stealing identity, okay? Identity theft, that is where it will start, okay? Again, the light people, okay, the more that they are going to God, at first you are not a problem because you are listening to devil's voice, okay? But the moment that you are getting your grip, okay, getting in back in control of your own life, getting to heal everything, all the traumas that you've gone through, okay, all the toil and labor. Yeah, the moment that you're working and climbing that mountain, okay, yeah, that is, they know, okay, the devil knows that you are not coming back, okay, and that's why the temptation will come in because you will be tempted, okay, to go backwards. Yeah. Relapse. Yes, that is what I wanted to hear. Relapse, okay? But do not do that. No. Do not let your mind doubt anything what God is saying to you. Thank you, God. No. No, no. Type of minutes, okay? I have these cards in my hand, but I'm not, no, everything is coming, downloading, okay, yeah. So, there's a nemesis, okay, yeah. And they want to take revenge, yeah. Projecting everything onto you. You dealt with somebody, okay? In your environment, you dealt with someone, yeah. Oh, I heard married. Whoa. You are married, yeah. For someone, okay? Yeah. That's why alone time is good, okay? Because alone time means that you are hearing bit by bit God's voice more and more and more and clearer, okay? And the more that you are listening to God's voice, the more the other voice, the dark voice, okay, is getting into the background, okay? Just like you are having background music, but then even the music is nice, okay? But that kind of the voice, okay? Yeah, you will hear that voice. Yeah, because they want you to get tempted. They want you to get burned out. Look at the people who are getting a lot of burnouts, okay? Yeah. It's also God saying, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself. People are getting sick, okay, having the cancer. I'm not saying that I am a doctor, okay, but I know cancer, yeah, is a disease which come from above, okay, yeah. That is, yeah, if you want to work on yourself, yeah, you don't have to die. You have to believe in God, okay? You have to believe in God, that God is coming for you to heal. And meaning healing, it's not maybe at first with the disease itself, but it's poisoned, okay? You have a poisoned heart, you have a poisoned mind, okay? And when people are working more and more and more with the devil, yeah, disease can come in, okay? Yeah. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I know how everything works, okay, in the spiritual, yeah, dealt with it, okay? Yeah. A lot of people, even in my own family, yeah, people dying from cancer, and I will see it. And I thought, oh my God, you had to believe, okay? Yeah, that you needed to make something of your life, getting in touch with yourself, but in a good way, not with the devil, okay? Yeah, oh my God, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. These kind of energy, okay? Yeah. Yeah. So the devil will project, okay? That is what they are good at because they cannot work on themselves. They will project everything around the world. I heard around the world, around the world. Daft Punk. And that band. Yeah. But around the world, okay? When you will tell your story, okay, to someone else, even with me, okay, we can be brothers and sisters, okay, yeah, yeah. But there are always levels, okay, levels that we have gone through the same things, okay, yeah. Devil's doing, yeah. People coming onto our paths, okay? The devil, for you to get tempted and tempted some more and more and more. And again, in my case, whoa, I was born, okay? Most people who are working with God, not most, all of them, okay, who are working with God, okay? They are one-on-one with God. They are hearing God's voice, okay? They are doing God's work. They are the ones who are being put in a family full of narcs, okay, full of dark people, okay? That's why God is making sure, okay, that you can deal with the devil, okay, for you to do God's work. That is how it works. And the light, you being born out of light, means that you need to do, or you are already doing that, God's work, okay? That this is how simple it is, okay? The dark and the light, okay? Doing God's work, doing devil's work, yeah. 222, 2233, yeah, yeah. Master numbers, okay? Okay, I got the triangle, yeah, the Holy Trinity, thank you. Yeah, mind, body, and soul, all needs to be balanced out, okay? Yeah, all. I need to burp. Oh my God. So, Nemesis, okay, yeah. Meanwhile, while you are working on yourself, going inwards, okay, at least I hope that you are doing that, okay, going inwards and finding out, even though that you are finding out internet fraud, catfish, copycats, you know what, okay, again, the more that you are bringing your light outside, okay, all the talking, that means your light will be shining, okay? And even though the devil saw already your light before you saw it, okay, before you knew what light was, before you knew, okay, what God's work, light worker, star seed, it doesn't matter, seer, okay? Yeah, high priestess, I heard, yeah. Oh my God. I heard you are looking into the crystal ball. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Crystal ball, okay, yeah, for someone. And it doesn't matter on what level it is, okay? You will get there. I can promise you that when you are not being tempted anymore, because that is ground rules, okay? Ground rules, basic work, okay? And basic work means that you will not be tempted anymore by the devil. No. And again, just like the light comes through people, okay? And the devil, the darkness, also through people. It was always two piles of people, okay? Yeah, two piles. One over here, one over here, okay? And you need to go to the new earth, okay? Or you're already there. Because the new earth is already here, okay? Yeah, yeah, it's already here. If people are believing it or not, okay? When they are not believing is they cannot feel, they cannot, they cannot shine, yeah. They cannot see, okay? They cannot hear, yeah. How can you know that God exists, okay? Yeah, and again, I don't mind that people think that I am crazy. I don't care. I am the one who is hearing God's voice by guidance to give you this message, okay? Yeah, just don't care. No. Because when you are blocking and blocking and guarding your energy, okay, more and more and more and more each day that you are understanding, oh my God, that person totally not my energy, totally messing with my energy, totally need to go. Yeah, totally, 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 okay, yeah. Whoa. And the more that you're working with your intuition at first, because you will not know that you are dealing with God's voice in your ears, okay? Yeah. Because also your ancestors are screaming, okay? Yeah. It depends the message, okay? You will, at one point when you are so developed, okay, that you want to use your intuition to help people, okay? Because that is the purpose. When you're of the light, that is your purpose, okay? Helping people with your story. Yeah. Yeah. Same old. Okay. Yeah. Because people need to hear also your voice. Okay. Your story. Okay. Your story never ends. I'm hearing no, because when you are helping people around the world, more people awakening. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter what kind of awakening that is, okay? Help, okay? Help. Yeah, even the dark workers you can help. But when they are not listening, okay, and they are misusing their dark power, okay, to mislead you into their own darkness, it's time to go. It's time to go, okay? And God will know that. And you can ask God for help, okay? God, please help me to get me out of this situation. It is dangerous, okay? Dangerous as hell, I'm hearing. Yeah, that is what it is. Few more minutes, okay? Yeah, so while people are projecting in that person, they're being possessed, okay? The devil is there. The evil, yeah, they're working as a host, okay? Yeah, as a host, okay? As a host, yeah. Kept hostage in their mind. That's why the darkness like to get revenge. The darkness get jealous. The darkness is about envy. The darkness is about ruling their own world in a negative, dark way. And I also heard again, dark web, okay? Maybe, not maybe, someone is on the dark web, okay? Yeah. Also a story what I heard, okay? Yeah, people putting on Pinterest, okay? Customers, okay, putting porn on Pinterest, okay, on their board, okay, yeah, dark web, yeah, narcs doing, yeah, yeah, this kind of story I'm hearing, okay, yeah, that's why watch out, okay, watch out for you to not to fall in that trap, okay, yeah, because that is what they want. And the more that you are hearing God's voice clearer and clearer and clearer, the more that they cannot do anything anymore. But God is making you powered up, okay? Yeah, hard, okay? In a good way. I heard King of Swords, upright, okay? Making decisions, okay? With your mind and with your logics, okay? At first, because that is needed, okay? To set boundaries, okay? Yeah. Boundaries with these kind of people, yeah, because they know, okay, they can go so low, okay, and they can take you with them, okay, with them, even with me, okay. They tried and they succeeded, okay, for a few. I'm not sure. In my head, okay, I was already further on because my thinking, yeah, always 10 steps ahead because of God, of course, because of God. because he teach me. Jesus' teachings, okay? Yeah. Always steps ahead, okay? Steps ahead. Yeah. And when people are, these kind of people who are being possessed, they need to heal, okay? They need to heal themselves. And when they are not doing it, it's time to go, okay? Otherwise, you'll get further and further and further, a bottomless pit again, okay? I'm hearing you will get into that pit hole of darkness with them. And you will not be able to find a way out at first, okay? That's why you need to be strong. You need to guard your energy and listen to that intuition. Always listen to that intuition, okay? Because these kind of people will never stop. Monsters. There are monsters, okay? Yeah. Yeah. I'm watching that series again, okay? Stranger Things, okay? Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. That monster, okay? In hell, okay? Under. Yeah. It's upside down. The upside down world, okay? Yeah. The upside down world, yeah. There where hell is and there where, yeah, heaven is actually, because you can have heaven on earth, okay? Thank you again for watching, yeah. All the other videos, okay? Yeah, and again for the comments, okay? I'm going to stop. Until next time, until next reading, okay? Bye-bye. Love you all. Peace be with you, okay? Bye-bye.